guys, today we'll be doing the Warriors season review here. Round 1, we had a very tough game against the Gold Coast, or a very nice game against the Gold Coast. 6-0 at half time. They played very well to start up the season. With 13 plus victory. She now has to be nailing a field goal in the final minute on the siren, just the icing on the cake. Next up against Newcastle Knights. They could have won this game, but a Heimel Hunt try in the last 5 minutes won the Knights the game. The Warriors, the Warriors were down 25-6 at half time against the Raiders. We're down 31-10 at one point, and came back to win, and RTS saved a Jordan Rapidt try. Beautiful, Roger. And the Warriors win 34-31. Next up against the Roosters, the Warriors' first loss in 2 weeks. This was a weird game at the SCG. The Warriors are leading 12-4 at one point. The Roosters scored 28 unanswered points and they won 32-12. 2-4. Next up against Manly, they weren't bad in Central Coast. I think Manly were just good. As much as I hate Manly. It was 12 balls. DC hits a field goal on the siren to send Manly their first win of the season. Next up against the Dragons. I think it's at Strata. Yeah, not Strata. They played good. Response to last week's loss. Next up, the Anzac Day clash at Amy Park. For a side that had a lot of injuries, they played well. They could have been a lot worse than the 42-20. A lot of good stuff happened in this. Reece Walsh debuted for the Warriors. It was pretty good. Next up is the Cowboys. The Warriors were firing in the first half. They were up 24-4. Cowboys with a great second half performance. But the Warriors hold on 24-20. Next up in Brookvale, a high scoring affair. But they lost 38-32. A very close game. They're up 20-12. The Warriors were up 20-12 at the break. Then Manly it was 30-26. It was 38-20 late in the second half. The Warriors scored 2 tries, which got them within 6. Cameron Marler dropped the Jason Saab saved an amazing try, which lost the Warriors the game. Next up in Magic Round, I attended this game. The Warriors in the first half, down 24-6 at the break. I think so. But the second half was a brave performance. The Eagles beat them 34-18. Next up against the Tigers was a very good game on the Central Coast. I'll just say that. It was kind of back and forth next to the game. It was 18-10 at half time to the Warriors. They held on to win by 4 points. Next up at Townsville against the Cowboys. They lost by a point. They were down 22-6 in the break. And they came back to lose 28-22. And then Hammerstone tabulated those scored for the Cowboys to put them on level terms Valentine Hearns from 33 degrees out. Hit a field goal to win the Cowboys the game. Next up, round 13, had a bye, so round 14 against the Storm. Was a horrible performance. Considering they scored 16 points, yeah, that's a pretty good thing for them. They looked good, they looked 2-0. Start the game, so yeah. Next up, was the Knights and the Warriors. Oh, whatever was scoring up there. Warriors were up most of the game. Ewan Aiken scored the only try for runaway try, I think it was. The Knights, they just pulled out the lot and won. Except against the Dragons, a game they probably could have won. They were up 18-6 with like 20 minutes to go. And the Dragons, Cody Ramsey scored on the siren to make it 18-all. Corey Norman had a shot from the sideline and it hit the post. But then he made up for it by kicking a field goal, which very controversial game in my opinion. Next up, the second game in Congaree was against the Sharks. The second half was okay. No game belted 20-6 on the break, but the second half was good. I think the Sharks they did not score a single point in the second half. Well, two of us are shifted. Next up, the first game in Queensland. I attended this game. They played the Panthers. I think in the first half they played very well. They ripped. Now, Viliami Kikau, he scored in the first 2 minutes, but that was off a charge down. The Warriors couldn't control that. And then they were 10-4. They were playing well, but the second half, they got blown off the park. Next up, RTS was injured, and round 18's last game, they got belted by the South on the Sunshine Coast, 60-22. I thought 50-22 was bad. Next up, ending this losing streak, they were down 10 at halftime. They came back to win 18-16. And another win against the Sharks, 18-16. Very unfortunate for Sharks, but they played very well. Now on Watene Zelezniak. Just like the last encounter between the Warriors and Sharks, the Sharks did not score a single point in the second half. Next up, at Morden and Redcliffe, it's the Warriors beat the Bulldogs 24-10. This was meant to be in New Zealand, I think, so it's unfortunate for them. Warriors playing great, even when they can't play at home. Bulldogs are okay, but the Warriors are better. Another game I actually attended, because I'm a Warriors fan, along as a Tigers fan. Reece Walsh has kick moved off today against the Broncos. But the Broncos won 24-22. Next up in Mackay Warriors are up 16-0. 16-6 at half time. And the Raiders blew them out in the second half, 22-0. Like, they did not make a response to the Warriors. They were horrible in the second half. They showed great footy funny. Round 25 against the Titans. I attended this game and I went for the Warriors. That was a mistake. The Titans' biggest win in club history was against the Warriors. 44-0. They were deplorable. The first half, they were alright, even though we kept the nil, obviously. But they were horrible the whole game. They had nothing to show. Just the Warriors, that was not a good end to the season. The Titans are questioning getting into the top 8. They got into the top 8 because of a 44-0 win. Anyways, my thoughts for next season. They have Sean Johnson, Aaron Penney, and Ash Taylor coming to the club. So I think the Warriors could be a good side next year. Anyways, like and subscribe to this amazing YouTube channel. And I'll see you guys